Assalamu alaikum everybody. This video will be about the trade I posted yesterday on both Discord right here and then on Instagram as well. I had a lot of people DM me asking me for a trade review, so this video is for you guys. And I am going to do the trade breakdown by referencing my strategy breakdown. I'm gonna go through every step with the actual trade that I took so you guys could get a very clear understanding. So step one is that I like to look at the higher time frame to determine my bias. If it's bullish, I only look for buys, and if it's bearish, I will only look for sells. So if we look at the MNQ chart on the 2 hour, 4 hour, or daily, but I like to look at the 2 hour for this specific example because it's much more clearer. We can see that the price action is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs just means that price keeps making new highs, right? So this high broke this high broke this high broke this high, and then higher lows just means that the pullback stays above the previous low, right? Shows that buyers are in control. So this low stayed above this low. 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 That's a very easy way to determine your bias, right? It gives you the overall structure. So now that we have our bias, which is buys, we move on to step two, which is to mark key levels. And we do this on the 1 hour or the 45-minute time frame, whichever one is clear to you, right? So since our bias is buys, we will want to look for major highs or equal highs, right? And all we want to do in this step is simply just mark it, right? So we set an alert at wherever we see the consolidation. So if we go to MNQ right here on the 45-minute chart, we can see, I want you guys to ignore all of this right here. Act like none of this happened, right? Up until this point right here, this candle, right? So we can see at 450, price was very, very much consolidating. Like it was a wall over here, right? Every time a candle would reach here, it would bounce back down. It would reach and then it would bounce back down. So there was a wall right over here. All I'm doing in this step is just marking and putting a alert to where when it breaks that wall, I'm alerted. Yeah. Step four, we wait for the retracement. So after it breaks, let's look at this for example. After this got broken, and we want to scale down to the 15-minute chart. So after 400, this level right here got broken, we do not enter. We simply want price to retrace back down to the same level it broke. We'd never enter on the first move. We always enter on the second move. Step five is to pay attention to the retracement structure, right? So usually when price retraces after breaking a major high, on the 15 and on the 5-minute chart, you will notice that it will start to look a little bearish, right? So if we go here, when you see that price retraced, it stopped over here and then broke all of these lows right here. So price kind of looks bearish, but it's only for the retracement. All it's doing is collecting liquidity, right? So on the 15, it looks like a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Step six, multi-time frame alignment, right? So we want to see every time frame on the chart align with each other, right? So for this specific example, because we are looking for buys, we want to see the 15 and the 5-minute become bullish again. And let me go down to the 5-minute because it's clear. The 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 2 hour, they're all already bullish, right? All that's left is the 15 and the 5-minute after they retraced it, right? Because it became bearish. Now we want to see it become bullish. So what does this look on the 5-minute chart, right? We can see that after price retraced, that the 5-minute chart began creating higher highs and higher lows. So this low right here did not go below this low, and instead it broke this high over here, and this is exactly where we entered. Step 7 is the entry, right? So once the alignment has occurred, which is the 15 and the 5-minute becoming bullish again, I wait for the second break and then target the same level that price went to before retracing. And the reason I prefer entering on the second break always is because I now have confirmation, right? The market already showed me where it was capable of reaching. It gave me a target. So let's look at this for example. After price broke 450, it went all the way up to 590, right? So the second time price broke 450, I entered, and that's exactly where I targeted. And this was the trade breakdown, so inshallah this was helpful. And I'm sorry if the audio sounds bad. I couldn't find my mic, so I'm using the laptop audio. But yeah, inshallah this was helpful for all of you, and I'll be doing more of these soon.